Okay, so we're going to start off with this first bin. This is obviously a Syndaptus. Let's look at these roots. Look at those roots. My goodness. So I can definitely go ahead and pot this one. And then this one is a Enjoy cutting. And that has fairly good roots as well. It's a little bit thin, but I mean, it's decent. And these two new baby new growth points. This one I will actually go ahead and take that off, this yellow part, and keep this one. This was a node. I want to say this is a Monstera Adansonii. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it is. I think so. And this is a Monstera Adansonii. She has good roots too. I think this is one of the newer ones I put in. There's no, well, this root, if I can get it to focus, has gotten a little bit longer, but that I'll keep in. And then we have another, is that a pothos? It's hard to tell when they're in like little baby form, but I know this one's a philodendron jade. And let's see what her roots look like. Those are good roots. So actually I can go ahead and pot several of these. Now let's open up the next one. And we have some buggies, if you can see. This is disgusting. Ew. I really don't know what that is, but I don't like bugs. I don't play with bugs, so we're gonna take it to the plant room. Let her fend for herself. Okay, so I went ahead and brought it in this bigger space. I'm going to go ahead and take out most of these cuttings, and then I'm going to throw away all this sphagnum moss and that nasty thing in there. These are my string of heart cuttings, and look at the baby roots. I've propagated string of hearts before. Never had that much success, but all of these have roots on them besides this one. Next up, another Syndaptus. Clearly I'm gonna cut this off and that off and keep this part, and there's also new growth point gonna come in. Okay, she didn't want to live. We'll throw her away. So I'm just gonna leave that in there, throw that away. Ooh, look at this root. This is an Adansonii. Has healthy roots. I'm gonna cut this part off and then the end of that, and I'm gonna keep her. I want to say this is another Adansonii. Okay, yes, it is rooted right there. So cute. I think this is a pothos. Don't know what this is, but there's a growth point. Ooh, look at this juicy root. That's an Adansonii root. Okay, and then we're gonna leave that nasty orange stick in there, and I'm gonna go burn it. Okay, so I was going to empty it and clean it, but it was too nasty, so I threw it away. So now we're going to use this. So now I'm just grabbing my sphagnum moss, and I'm going to put it in the container. And this is just a regular Tupperware container from Dollar Tree, actually. So I'm going to fill it up almost to the top, right under the lip of the Tupperware, and sort of break it because sometimes it gets like little clumps in it. And I'm making a mess. And so I have my water ready. Whenever you do this, for your propagations, you want to make sure it's wet but not dripping wet. So really just make sure it's moist but not dripping wet, if that makes sense. If it's too wet, then your propagations can actually rot, and so that wasn't wet enough, so I went ahead and sprayed it a little bit more. And that's about how I like to keep it, because especially since the lid will be on it, it's going to stay moist inside and create condensation. And so here I'm gonna go ahead and cut off that part that was rotting, and then cutting off this node as well. I'm gonna keep one piece and literally just place it on top of the sphagnum moss. And then I'm just cutting that extra piece of stem that I don't necessarily need, and just plop it right on top. It doesn't have to be perfect or nothing at all. Literally plop it down. And the string of hearts, you can do the butterfly method, which is basically cutting it in between the nodes and then placing it on the moss, but I just keep the whole string like that. And so here we are 1 week later. Everything is pretty much the same. Nothing has really changed, but I know this new fresh sphagnum moss is going to do good. But there's also this new growth on the Adansonii, and it's so cute and tiny, and that makes me happy. And then for this next one, it's doing fine as well, no changes. I'm just really glad that there are no more bugs or fungus, whatever the heck that was. And then we have this cute fuzzy root